but not every event comes to council.
I agree with you, Lisa, and I think that's what I said in the beginning, that council needs to approve every special event. And the reason for that is because
Well, that's not what I just said. I meant if it is a smoking event, then it would come before us. All events otherwise would be, if they're requesting it to be a smoking event, then it would come before us. Otherwise, it wouldn't have to get approval from council.
When you're expending city funds and using city facilities, I believe council should approve those events. I mean, we had a recent example of that where no one knew what was going on. And besides the information that comes back and forth, when an event occurs that that some members of council may not agree with, the way it was organized, the way it operated, what is going to be your recourse then? So council should approve special events. I mean, within a certain amount of discretion. If they're having a water show at the city dock because of the swimming lessons, and that's part of the program, I don't think we need to approve that. But if you're holding an event that's going to involve multiple agencies, police, fire, public works, council needs to approve that. If you're shutting down a street, council needs to approve that. If you're doing anything that's of a major initiative, council needs to approve that, and it's always been done that way.
Well, the fact that it's always been done that way doesn't really move me. If there's an event proposed by the manager, it's been my experience, without exception, that the manager has brought that to council's attention well in advance of the event and asked for our approval or whatever involvement we need to have. So I think you're talking about fixing something that's not broken in the first case.
Well,
and beyond that, I don't accept your proposition that there's any obligation right now on the part of the manager to get council's approval for each and every special event, however we're going to define that may happen in the town. I think that is trampling on the manager's prerogative and legal and statutory rights. And again, a problem that's not a problem because this manager has always brought everything to us that needed to be brought to us.
Well, I would disagree with that. We apparently had a jet ski event that was planned that no one knew about, that was canceled that no one knew about, that was almost replanned again.
I'd like to say something about that. That's not exactly what happened. That event, Andy, let me finish. I mean, everyone else got to talk about this. That event started in March. I started working with the solicitor in March to get the paperwork together. By the end of August, we never got all the required paperwork back from the organization that wanted to hold the event. They never signed the agreement with us. We found out the weekend before, it was actually a chief who ran into someone coming to the event, and he said, you have about 200 people coming into Brigantine next weekend. I tried to salvage the event. That's why I reached out to all of council, and I've done it before on these events when they didn't get in on time to get onto the consent agenda. I reached out to council. It was never a problem. It's the jet ski event was something we had 3 years in a row. It was just this an anomaly. It was something that happened. We had no idea people were still coming after the paperwork wasn't filled out for the event. And it was canceled by me because we never received any of the paperwork or the agreement signed. So this was a little bit different of a situation. So I did reach out to council, and I know you were adamantly against us having that event because, it didn't go in front of council, but we still had people coming into town, and that, I think I made that clear in our emails. I wasn't trying to bypass council. I was trying to inform council of a situation we were having in town where people were coming and this event was never approved.